All right, guys, I wanted to do another accident analysis video just because I don't know. I was like watching these videos a lot as a student, and these like analysis videos where these instructors or DPEs or whatever would break down crashes. And my point is, I learned so much from these videos, and I really want to start doing that because if you can learn from other people's mistakes, you can prevent them from potentially happening again. And this one, guys, is not. The other ones were like kind of funny because they were just so outlandish and nobody was like killed. The planes got totaled, which is unfortunate. And, those last two videos that I made, it was just like, it was so crazy, right? That these students would just crash into hangars or do go rounds when they weren't supposed to. This one is not funny because the pilot was killed and the other one was seriously injured. No idea if that second dude survived. So this video, graphic warning, if you get queasy, if you don't want to put this in your brain, or you just don't want these bad vibes like going into your next flight, I totally understand. But like I said, we're in a profession where we're constantly walking between the line of life and death, and one simple mistake can cost you everything. Okay, so let's just watch the video first, and then I'll do my little short tiny breakdown. All right. Okay, so pretty brutal, right? It looks like it takes place somewhere in Eastern Europe. Looks like Russia or something. And the first thing, I'm just watching this video back, and I really can't tell who's flying this plane. This guy has his hand on the flight stick. This guy puts his hand on the power. So going into this, the first thing I'm thinking of is that there is not a positive exchange of flight controls going on in this airplane. They don't really know who's flying the plane, like who's the instructor, who's the student, who's the PIC, who's not the PIC, and pay attention to their hands. Watch what's going on with their hands here. Okay, there's a lot of they could be saying absolutely nothing to each other, and it doesn't matter. They're still miscommunicating on a level that takes place within here. Okay, so let's watch this back. So the approach looks fine. I think right here. So right here is when things start going wrong. Okay, this isn't like the amount of times I've landed with a student who's side loaded or their nose is pointing slightly off center line is countless. All right, this isn't like a deal breaker right here. It's bad and it probably facilitates a go around, but watch how they handle this. So this guy on the right, who I'm assuming is like the instructor or whatever, he's older, so maybe he has more experience. I don't know. Look at what happens here, right? This guy is still going for it. Okay, this guy puts full power in there. Who knows if he's even saying that he is? He probably is, right? But look what happens. Full power here. Boom. We slam down. We, for some reason, turn to the left. I'm not really sure why. Maybe looking at that airspeed, maybe the plane is kind of like dropping a wing a little bit and he just kind of goes with it. I don't really know what the instinct is to turn to the left, but they just roll with it. Airspeed starts building up again. Though this is an absolute terrible situation, their airspeed is back up. Their bank angle is still high, but we're not in that stall spin area, right? This is all around bad, but it's not as bad as it's going to get. So right here, I'm like, okay, these guys are going to make it. Their wings are level. Their airspeed is building back up again. Don't know what's going on with their flaps. I don't know what type of plane this is, but I'm wondering about their flaps, right? Like, do they still have 30 or 45 degrees in? And then right here, something kind of weird happens. Look at the guy in the right's hand. Listen to the power. So he took out the power. And I'm not sure why. That's why I'm saying there's like a massive miscommunication going on where this guy is like, let's keep going out this way. And this guy's like, no, let's go back to the runway. We saw 3,000 feet left or whatever. I honestly like have no idea what is happening. But he pulls out power right here, pulls it out, and then he pushes it back in. And then this guy or whoever's flying it now at this point, you could see this speed starting to go down, okay? And their bank angle is increasing. And when you increase your angle of bank and while your stall speed is going to go up, okay? So you're going to stall spin sooner. It's like the worst case scenario. You get slow and your bank angle increases, all right? And then right here, it looks like they're probably about 40 degrees banked, maybe 35. And look at this airspeed indicator just dropping, right? From here to here. Meow. And at this point, the appropriate action would have been to apply full power and then to apply that right rudder. They had a moment or two to save this right here. I mean, this is an all-around terrible place to be in, but this is salvageable. Right rudder, full power, level the wings. Okay, but that is not what happened. I don't even know if they noticed. But at this point, it's a full-on spin. There's absolutely nothing you can do at this point, and you are done. And at this point, I mean, guys, they're like 90 degrees banked. They just accept the end here, and what are you going to do? You know, you kind of just dug yourself into a grave at this point. And that's it, guys. So I guess, you know, to summarize this video, this is why we have the positive exchange of flight controls, okay? So my flight controls, your flight controls, my flight controls. You guys have all probably heard this. If you don't know what that is, it's basically like when I pass flight controls to a student, the student says, okay, it's mine. And then I'm like, all right, it's yours. That way, if something happens, there's no like us fighting over the yoke, which happens a lot. I've had students sometimes come in for a landing and they bounce and I say my flight controls and they don't let go and they fight me on the flight controls. That's a normal response. It's not good, but that happens sometimes. But to mitigate that, we have the positive exchange of flight controls. This is also a good lesson in knowing how to do a go around properly. And communication, obviously, but knowing how to do a go around. Like, when's the last time you guys practiced a go around? And when's the last time you implemented that in your training? That's one of the things that are often overlooked, and it's a pilot killer, is that people do improper go-around recoveries. They do a go-around for whatever reason. They, you know, bounce or something's in the road or in the runway or whatever, and they put that full power in. They pull up too quick and they increase their, then they get to a stall, all right, which is a power off stall. So yeah, practice go-arounds, guys. Make sure you're doing a positive exchange of flight controls, and like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys for the next one. And yeah, leave some comments below. Helps a lot. See ya.